may think that it's over, that your life is done.
The best
oh my,
is yet to come.
Don't sweat the challenge. Your battle's already won. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's yet to come.
Listen, y'all. See, God writes the end before the story began. Oh, he told me to tell.
Hello, I am Alfred Gladden, and this book is truly amazing. People are getting healthy. I just thank God for a holistic book that can help anybody. I don't care age, sex, religion, lack of religion. Just get a chance to go to my website, whatseatingus.com, WHITS, eatingus.com. Thank you. So Tavon, tell me about August the 12th at your 50th birthday party and that blue dress about you hiding yourself. Tell me about that day.
Well, I was shopping for a dress for my birthday party, and I found a dress, this blue dress, and it had layers on it, and I thought that that would hide the weight that I'd gained, because I tried to lose weight prior to the party unsuccessfully, and I thought the dress would hide my weight. However, once I saw the pictures, it did the opposite. I actually looked bigger in that dress.
Okay. So, fast forward 30 days after that, it was your daughter's baby shower. And tell me about that day, because that was the day that a lot of things happened. So, you can start off with that.
Okay. Well, on that day, I was 2 hours late because I couldn't find anything that could hide my weight, that could hide the fat. I tried on several outfits, and the one that I chose was the one that I felt would hide me once again. However, I couldn't hide any longer. It took me 2 hours to get there because I really didn't want to go. I was sad. I didn't feel good about me. I didn't feel good about my appearance to be going to my daughter's baby shower.
So at that particular time, you said that you were weighing approximately 280 pounds, a size 20 dress and 20 jeans, spandex. How did you feel about your weight at that time?
I was disgusted with myself. I was angry with myself that I had let myself go. I was unhappy. I didn't feel good at all. I was very sad and hurting inside.
Okay, then you had said that you used to weigh yourself constantly, and one of the things that you had said that in the bio that 300 was looking at you from the scale, and I felt as though that you were afraid. Explain that.
Well, I looked down one day and I saw the 280 and I saw the 300 looking up at me, and I said, I've got to get this weight off of me. I have never been this heavy. It's out of control.
Okay. So you were spiraling out of control at this particular point, and you were eating just about everything that you wanted. Can you describe some of the things that you ate? When did you eat it, and what was your mindset at that time?
Well, I didn't care. Obviously, because I'd gained so much weight, I ate at all the wrong times. I could wake up at night and just eat something. It could be chips. Chips were my enemy. I would have chips in the middle of the night. I would eat late. I would have dinner late because I work late a lot of times, and I would get home and it could be 9:30. I was eating dinner, and not long off after that, I would go to bed. So that wasn't a good combination for me, to eat dinner and just lie down on it.
Okay, so let's get into the health part of it, the pain that you were going through. Your doctor had suggested to you, even told you, that you have to, Tavon, you have to lose the weight. So you had said at one point you had pain, intense pain in your joints, in your knees, and at one point when you were taking shots for your knees, cortisone shots, you actually fainted once they removed the actual needle from the knee. So explain that.
Well, it was my first series of shots. I didn't know what to expect. But the pain was so painful and excruciating that my doctor said that this would be a step that may help, it may not help. It works for some, but not for all. And as they prepped me to get the needle, I had no idea of the pain of someone putting a long needle in the middle of your knee. I wasn't ready for it. And once it was inserted, it was so painful that I moved, and he told me to relax, and I tried to relax, but once I saw the needle come out, I shouldn't have looked. I fainted, and I came to immediately, but it wasn't worth going through.
Okay, so then he was saying also that the next thing could help you was possibly a walker.
Correct.
And then possibly, if you're not getting the weight down, that you would have to have knee replacement. How did that play out in your psyche?
That made me think. I'll be 52, and I don't want to push a walker at 52. Vanity would not allow that. Just the mere thought of having to get out of my car and get a walker, because I didn't feel like I looked like I was 52, so I didn't want to feel like I was 52 either. So I had to get myself together mentally, and I still wasn't ready.
I want to regress a little bit back to your eating habits, and it was two things in your bio that I thought that was interesting, that you didn't eat pork and you didn't eat beef. That
Yes.
would be something that, when did that come into play? How long was it that you stopped eating beef and pork?
Well, I hadn't had beef or pork for approximately 25 years. My father was the initiator, and I followed his footsteps in a lot of things that were healthy. And I also did some research and some reading on how long it would take for meat to digest and how long it would linger in your system. And just the mere thought of pork and a pig was a turnoff for me. And I just stopped eating it. However, the chicken substituted, the turkey substituted, and the fish substituted. However, fried chicken was one of my favorite foods, which is not a healthy food to eat when you want to have healthiness in your body, in your temple.
Okay. So you had made a decision that was in September, so you would make a decision to lose this weight because you had no choice at that particular time because of the intense pain, psychologically, you were hurting, you did not like how you look or how you felt about your body. So you had said around the first of the year, like most people say, that they're going to lose some weight, and
Correct.
most of the time, 99% of the time, they go right back to the same thinking once the week or two go past. But what made yours so different? Whether the part that you had got away for a while to think about it and went to Florida with your sister, and in the bio it also said that you was under a palm tree and you took a picture and you didn't feel good about yourself then.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I said in September, after I saw the pictures from my 50th birthday party and my grandson's baby shower, that let me get through the holidays. Let me just go ahead and eat, get through the holidays, and in January I'm going to start fresh and I'm going to make a change in my life. January came along and my sister and I decided to take a vacation and we went to Florida. And I stayed focused when we were away on the change, the healthy change that I was making. I was mindful of what I was eating when I was away. And within a month later, I had lost 20 pounds by February.
Okay.
I was that determined.
Okay. So in that, you said that you like Latin dancing, so you would do dancing as a form of exercise, DVDs,
Yes.
that sort of stuff.
Yes, I would do Latin dancing maybe twice a week. But I didn't physically do too much more, just basically the DVDs of the Latin dancing.
Okay. So between the first of the year, January, and May or June of 2013, you lost 50 pounds.
Correct.
Okay. But you said also in our discussion was 50 pounds was 50 pounds.
I just lost the weight.
Right, you just lost the weight. Okay. And at some point, you were getting a little depressed and you gained 10 of that back.
Correct.
Okay, so in that, you said that you was asking God to help you. You couldn't go back. You couldn't deal with that whole process again, and so you lost the 10 pounds.
Yes.
So in that, you were dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stuff that you really didn't want to deal with again. So you said that you had some personal issues that was going on in your private life that you were not fully dealing with 2 failed marriages and a 10-year long distance on and off relationship.
Yes.
So all that came up to what was really eating you at that particular time, but you couldn't put your hand on it or finger on it. What was pushing the food, the food, the food, the food? So at some point, you reflected back on, you had 3 grandmothers that were large and obese, as it was saying that they were size 20 and 22 dresses, and the evidence of the eating was evident. So did you think that you would eventually succumb to that also?
Yes, well, it was in the DNA. It was already set up for me, and I had to do something about it because a size 20 is not a very comfortable size for a woman. It's very uncomfortable. Your clothes are big, and so are you. And it doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel like you're healthy because your legs hurt. There was a point when I was a size 20 that I would actually have to lift my leg up to get out of the car, which was not a good thing for me. So I couldn't imagine how they felt not remaining that size. So as it was in my DNA, I refused to keep it in my DNA.
So moving forward, April the 28th, 2014, at Whole Foods. Tell me about that.
Well, on that particular day, one of my colleagues asked if I would like to go to Whole Foods and get lunch. I always tell her no, I don't want to go, I'm going to eat here. We have a cafe downstairs, or I would bring my lunch. For some reason, this particular day, I said, okay, we can do that. I'll drive. And we went to Whole Foods and we met an author by the name of Alfred Gladden. And he told us about his wellness book, and he gave us a card. He said that he would go to his car and get us a flyer and would come back. However, when he came back, he said that he would give me a book. He went to his car to get us some flyers and came back and informed us of his book and his website. Well, he said he was summoned to give me a book, and he wanted to know where I worked because he wanted to bring it to me on that particular day. And he came to my job and he brought me the book.
So it changed your life. It appeared to have changed your life. So how did you feel when the tidbits of the book started dropping into your spirit? Not in your mind, but in your spirit. How did you feel?
Well, one of the things that you said to me when you came to my office was that after you eat lunch, you need to move. And when you said that I needed to move, that really ministered to my spirit, that I need to move, and it started making me think, hey, you can do more than just the exercise tape. You have a membership at a gym that you haven't used in a year.
Over a year or year?
Over a year, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was over a year. I hadn't used it. I just kept thinking about what you said about me moving. And in more ways than one, it dawned on me that you need to just move physically, period. Because I've hit a wall. I've lost the 50 pounds, gained 10, lost the 10. Now what are you going to do? I was stuck.
So you had hit the mountain, really, because it was 1 year. It was actually 1 year that you had not moved. You wasn't going back, but you wasn't going forward in health. So losing weight is one thing. Getting healthy mentally, physically, holistic is a whole nother level.
Yes.
So when that happened, the minister that you are.
Yes. Well,
came
it
in.
hit me spiritually as I was reading the book, and one of the paragraphs in the beginning of the book jumped out at me. I mean, it literally lit up on this page where it spoke of what side are you on? Are you going to be on the healthy side, which is God's side, and being fit for the kingdom? You're a soldier in the army. This is how I received it. Or are you going to have sickness and death, which is not on God's side? That really made me think. That was my aha moment. That was when I said, I need to move because I need to be fit to be on God's side. If I'm representing God, I should represent my spirit man in a healthy manner as well.
So at that point, you started to move. I mean, you at the gym, you got
Yes.
a trainer,
Yes.
you're getting it in.
Yes.
Your diet changed. From what you've written, it had just changed. You are a different creature now in terms of your dietary stuff that you put in there, not your body, but your temple.
Right, correct. Well, that old Tavon had passed away and all things have become new. So I had to make the change with the renewing of my mind. And this is what I did. I changed my mind. I changed my thinking. I started going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Now I can't get out of the gym. I enjoy it so much. And I want to be fit for God.
Okay. So within 60 days, I would call you and ask you a few months later, well, how are you doing with the book and how are you coming along? And you said at one point, I am just healthy. I'm just happy. And you were dropping inches to the point where a photograph that you had sent me was like, I couldn't believe it, but I knew that you could get healthy. I truly felt as though that at some point, if you could drop 50 pounds, that this book would educate you to move way outside of that. And that's what it had did, to the point where I had talked to Calvin to see that maybe you could get a photo of you. So you told me about a dress or something that you could put your whole body in one leg of the pants that you used to wear. I'm like, well, bring it then. So, and that was the first shot that you took.
Yes.
And that you were on your way.
I was on my way. I enjoyed I read the book in 3 weeks. I probably would have been finished sooner, but life's busyness kept me from reading at different points and times in my life. However, every chance, every opportunity that I had, I was reading the book. I just couldn't put it down because it was so much good information, and the tidbits that are in there can get you on the right path to healthiness. I can remember one person stating that don't let your teeth dig your grave. You think about it, you can eat yourself to death, and that's not something that I wanted to do.
Yeah, that was a pastor from down in Ebenezer AME Church down in Allentown Road, Browning. He's very advocate for health and wellness, and I thought that was interesting for me to capture that and then remember that. So, so the dramatic change in your lifestyle has gave you a new lease on life, and everybody is telling you how great that you look, and a lot of people are not saying it because it's maybe some envy or jealousy because you're looking fabulous, and you're doing the work to get the accolades about health. So
correct.
One thing that you did say that you've dropped somewhere 2 healthy dress sizes, and you're not even trying to lose weight anymore. You're just...
I believe that the gym is now showing up and showing out, because I'm amazed that I can get in a size 12 dress. And this has been in a matter of months. I started really moving in May, and by the end of August, I was in a size 16 dress, and I'm now in a size 12 dress.
And this is early September.
Yes.
So,
it's in the book.
it's in the book. But tell me about the fat suit.
The fat suit.
Mm-hmm. You said that you are no longer in a fat suit. Talk about the fat suit.
Well, I just can recall seeing on TV actors seeing what it was like to be heavy and how they were looked at differently. And they would put on a fat suit. Well, I felt like I was in that fat suit.
And one illustration in particular you talked about where it was a depiction of a man in his chest. He was in prison bars.
Yes.
How did that affect you?
That's how I felt, because I've always felt like I was behind bars with my weight, that I was hidden in a prison, and I wanted to get out. And I just wasn't educated enough to get out. I would lose the weight, I would gain the weight, and I felt like I was in prison inside my own body. And I finally have been loosed and set free. Mm-hmm. I've broken the chains. I'm breaking the chains continuously every day.
So in a matter of probably around about 100 days, your transformation has been phenomenal, but you've done the work. You don't overwork yourself at a gym, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. You consistent.
Yes.
You got your issues in order now, and they're no longer trying to drag you into the grave. And then even with that, with the gym part, you said that the pain of being overweight is far worse than the pain of working out. Explain that.
Well, when you're heavy, it hurts. It hurts to get up when you're sitting in a chair that's low. It hurts your knees tremendously. Not feeling good about yourself, feeling the fat on you.
Self-esteem issues.
Makes your self-esteem really low. And your clothing, you can hide it as best you can, because what I get now from people, they'll say, wow, you really lost a lot of weight. And I tell them how much I used to weigh, and they'll say, well, you used to weigh that? I hid it so well. And now to see me in a dress that's more form-fitting, you can really see that, yeah, she was tall and she hid it well, because you can now see my chipping away of the bondage and the pounds of weight. I don't weigh myself at all. I don't weigh myself. And the only reason why I know that since April I've lost 35 pounds is because I had to go to the doctor and get a physical. And that's how I know. And one week I went and I had to go back another week. And she said, you lost 3 pounds from last week. What are you doing? It's just, I'm getting healthy. I don't focus on my weight. I focus on being healthy, and what I put in my temple means so much to me that I read. If we educate ourselves and we read, you can learn so much about how much sugar. I know that we shouldn't, as women, we shouldn't have over 26 grams of sugar. At one point, I wouldn't care what was 26 grams of sugar. Now, if I pick up a bottle of tea, I can look at it and see that it has 35 grams of sugar. And I'm like, wow, I'm only supposed to have 26. Oh, I can't have that. Let me drink a bottle of water.
Okay.
So it makes you think, and there's so many tidbits in the book that will allow you to educate yourself in making better choices and better decisions. And there's a lot of testimonials in the book of people that have read the book and they must have had the same aha moment somewhere along. It's so many tidbits in there that will help you. One of them will really jump on you and stick with you. And if you have an opportunity to speak with Alfred Gladden, he's going to tell you you need to move.
Yeah, that's my thing that First Lady Michelle Obama has put that into the kids. You have to move, but the parents have to be the head of it. Show your children you got to move. One thing in closing, I asked you, I said, to tell me, quote, what you felt, how the book helped you to move forward. You said, saved my life, educated me, and set me free.
Yes.
It couldn't have been said no better.
And this is what it's done for me. And I thank you so much for allowing me to have the opportunity to read your book. It does work.
Thank you.
Thank you.